Yeah, just anything you want us to know about you.
Yes, this is Ludovic Mbock. Check out my story on TANTVnews.com. It's my immigration story. Please check it out. I'm here to share my story. I was detained with ICE for about 3 weeks, and I got released through a lot of support from my friends. And I'm here to share my story, and I hope that everyone else has the courage to be able to share their story and not keep it in secrets. So be hopeful. Fight your case. Fight for your family and friends, and hopefully you can get the help you deserve. I am originally from Cameroon. I came to America, United States in 2002, and I've been here for over 20 years. I have some family here. My immediate family is here in America too, and I was detained by ICE in February 17, and then I was released on March 13th.
You've been in the US for over 20 years. So why, from your perspective as the asylum process been unresolved until now? Like, what has that immigration process been like for you?
I mean, I came here legally as a kid through my mom's marriage. So that's how I got here initially. And then her marriage didn't work out. So that's when all the issues started to happen. So basically, ICE wanted us to go back to Cameroon, but it didn't happen. So we had to go. So I had to go report to them once a year for 18 years. And then after I was detained, the reason I'm filing for asylum now because I don't want to go back to the country, and I feel like I won't be safe to the country of Cameroon. So the hearing hasn't happened. The hearing for my asylum is this next month in May 21st. Mm-hmm. So we just don't know we don't know what's to happen yet because we haven't had a hearing for it yet.
So let's talk a bit more about the asylum case. And first, let's start with what's at stake, right? Can you explain what's at stake with going back to Cameroon?
Going back to Cameroon for me will be it's more of a death sentence to me, because I'm gay, and going back to Cameroon does not have, it doesn't support gay, queer people, trans people. It's a very anti-LGBT country. So going back there, I really don't have any family members in Cameroon anymore. So I wouldn't be safe at all.
Beyond Cameroon, the government has been sending people to a third country, a place that one has never been. I know that's very scary to hear. Has that even crossed your mind?
I've heard about that while I was detained. Some other people are saying they'll send you to Uganda, because I believe Uganda has a contract with America. But I don't think Uganda I think Uganda is also an anti-LGBT country. So I wouldn't even want to experience that. And then I don't know anything about it. That is not a country that I know of. That will be a foreign country, and it's a country I wouldn't want to be living.
Yeah. So you have a court date coming up in May, right? But let's before we talk about that, let's talk about your the fact that you've had to check in with the Baltimore USCIS for over a decade, right? And what has it been like checking in with USCIS? Is it to renew your work permit? Why do they require that you check in? And what happened to you on February 17th when you walked in?
Me checking in for all these years, it was basically for them to monitor me, trying to make sure that I get my travel documents to go back to Cameroon. But yeah, I wasn't getting my travel documents. It wasn't happening. Also, like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a hard process because I would just go in there, talk to the officer, and that would just sign and then let me go, and I'll go again next year. But they basically would just ask me if I have travel documents, and I would say I don't have travel documents, and then I just go home, and repeat that every year. But this time on February 17, the main reason why I went in early because I needed a work permit to renew my work permit. So I went in there and then just told me, "Oh, you're under arrest. We have to send you back to Cameroon." So.
And so that's the case you're fighting actively now.
Yes.
A bit more about you. You've gotten a lot of support from the gaming community and friends, and and people from what I've read and seen around. I've described you as someone who shows up for people, cheering them on at tournaments. So just I want people to also get a sense of Ludwig, the person, right? Beyond the situation. Who are you when the cameras are not on? Because sometimes we see statistics and everybody's just a stat, right, in this immigration situation. But tell us about you as a person and why.
I like to connect people with each other. So I have a huge group of friends. And we're all like very connected. I always try to make sure I connect with everyone, every one of my friends. Call them, hang out. I don't know. That's just how I am. Even now, even when I got out, I'm still hanging out with my friends. I make sure we're doing something, or they make sure we're doing something all the time. We stay connected. For the fighting game tournaments, I'm a gamer. So I've been playing video games here in America for over 15 years. So my community is very welcoming. So that's how I was able to get a lot of support from them. And I've met a lot of people, a lot of good people in that community, and I have a lot of friends in there. But I'm just a guy who loves people. That's basically what it is. I'm always smiling. Yeah, I'm always looking. The good in people. Like that's I always like give people chances.
Yeah. No, I say I asked that question. Because it's important that we see people beyond statistics, right? Your sister Diane, from some of the interviews, said getting that collect call from you felt like she was losing her brother. What did it feel like on your end to make that call to your sister?
Yeah, she's my number one, so that's the first person I had to call. And yeah, I was basically telling her, well, ICE got me, because I had I didn't think I was gonna be out of it. I thought I was gonna be shipped to Cameroon, so I had no hope, honestly. I thought it was over. I said, there's this gaming saying that in the gaming world, we say GG's after a game is over. Basically, it's told to myself, okay, it's GG's, meaning that it's done, it's over. They're gonna ship me to Cameroon, and then whatever's gonna happen in Cameroon, me being queer, it's not gonna, I didn't really see myself, being around anymore, because I thought I was gonna be sent back to Cameroon, to a country I don't know. So.
Yeah, and the detention experience. So you were moved 3 times from Baltimore, I believe, to Louisiana and then to Georgia. And most of the time, your family or lawyers were not being told, in real time, what was happening with you. So what was that disorientation like for you?
It was it was terrible. It was honestly, yeah, it was terrible. I mean, from the first time in Baltimore when I got when the officer said, "Oh, you're under arrest," I was like in total shocked. Like I was just like, and he was trying to rush me because I was trying to ask me all these questions. It's like, "Oh, you have your card, you have your ID, you have your wallet, you have your phone." I was being hesitant because I was like in shock. I didn't know what like to say. In the moment, at the moment, I didn't know what to say. And then like while in Baltimore, you don't like, cause you want to contact someone when something's happening right away, but they don't give you, they don't allow you to call anyone like right away. You have to wait. I had to wait for a while before I contacted my sister. And then like the day we moved from the Baltimore office, and I told my sister the night before that they're going to move us the next morning, but I didn't know where we're going because I thought I was going to go to Georgia at first. But when we landed to Louisiana, that was a surprise to me. So I couldn't contact my sister for like a whole day. So no one knew where I was. And it was the same thing going from Louisiana to Georgia. We didn't know like what was happening because they don't tell you anything until you arrive to your location.
Yeah. And you described the bus drive, right, as being kept in chains with no heat. I don't mean to re-traumatize you if it's okay if you don't feel like sharing, but what did you see on the bus drive?
So bus drive from Louisiana to the airport in Louisiana. That was probably like the worst ride because they got us up from like 11 p.m. and the whole process to like leaving that facility, Louisiana facility, took about like 3 hours just to leave the facility. So we were in chain in the bus. The bus ride was like from that facility to the airport, like an hour and a half in chain with bad ventilation. And then we waited in the bus outside at that airport because for like 3 or 4 hours because we were waiting for the pilot for the airplane to be allowed to fly because they couldn't fly till like 5 a.m. So we were in the bus for like 3 or 4 hours just waiting in there in chains with bad ventilation. Someone almost passed out because he was diabetic, so I saw someone almost like dying there because of the conditions. And then we have to eat like in chains. So yeah, and then we're just all tired, just sitting there in that van just for hours in chains, not knowing what was happening because some of us just thought we were getting deported there, like. But we didn't know we were going to Georgia because they didn't tell us. So we just thought, are they sending us straight to our countries now, or just like we didn't know what was happening. So yeah, that was pretty horrible.
I'm sorry that you have to reinstate all this and you had to go through all that. Let's talk about the immigration system is very complex. But there were some things that happened in your case specifically. For instance, your lawyers filed a habeas petition to keep you in Baltimore, but then ICE moved you to Louisiana 3 hours after that filing. What does that say to you about the government being able to outrun the courts like that?
I would say that they have too much power right now, so they can ignore a lot of the things that were thrown against them. Yeah, so yeah, they weren't supposed to move me, and they still moved me from Baltimore. They weren't supposed to move me from Louisiana, yet they still moved me from Louisiana. And and also like I think that watching everything that's happening, so when you try to like blame them for something, they try to fix the mistake right away because it happened a couple of times while I was detained. And after I was talking to my lawyer, they will like come back right after, like 30 minutes after, sending me, bring me papers right after I talked to my lawyers. I'm like, oh, you guys are listening to what's going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, and so to understand the process, the whole time the president was campaigning, he said he was gunning for criminals and
Yeah,
all that, right? But for the record, you have no criminal record.
I do not. Not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a lie because a lot of the people that they're detaining are not criminals. Like 95% of people they're detaining are not criminals. They're just regular workers.
And you've also been compliant with the check-ins for years. You've never defaulted on that. So how do you make sense of being treated as a criminal or being treated as a threat in this case? How do you make sense of it?
I just think they're just, I mean, because they just want to deport people. I also think it's a business that they're running, this facility. The detention centers is a business. They want people in those facilities, so that's why there's mass deportation right now. Because there's some people in the facility that are staying in there for years, a couple years. They're just in there. I know they're not supposed to they're not supposed to be held for like over 6 months, but people are staying there for a whole year. Yeah, I just think it's a business and they're just doing whatever they want.
And what do you want people to generally understand about the detention system from the inside? What were some things that spooked you from the inside?
I mean, the facilities, the one in Baltimore specifically, I mean, it's not really a detention center, but it's just more like a holding cell. Those especially, the holding cells are like probably like the worst one because they're not supposed to be jail. So those, like, they put a lot of people in those rooms, and some people who have medical issues can't survive that type of environment. And you spend days in there, weeks. Some people spend weeks in there without a shower. Yeah, basically they can't. There's no hygiene. There's only one toilet, and you have to sleep on concrete floor. So like those facilities they definitely need to like change that system because that's the horror show over there. Yeah, because I even met people who were coming from North Carolina and they were put in holding cells, and he said they didn't eat for like two weeks. They weren't giving food for 2 weeks. So yeah, but like the facility in Georgia, like Folston, Georgia, Louisiana, it's more of a prison, so they have a system going on, but it's more for like immigrants, but it's a prison for immigrants, so it's run like a prison, like, but so it's it's more structure, but it's still a jail. You don't have that much freedom. So.
And were they actively processing people out of it, or they just left people like?
There's a lot of people coming in and out every day. There's people getting deported. Lots of people coming in every day. Yeah, every night there will be new people, and some people will leave all the time. Yeah, so they just rotate people.
Okay. So let's talk about the community that's shown up for you. You have a GoFund that is still ongoing. And you've had the gaming community come to support you. So what does it mean right now with the GoFund? Are you still fundraising? Are you still looking for that financial support?
So like, because we don't know where like my hearing is going, yeah, the legal fees, we don't know like how much everything will cost, because like we've already spent so much money on the legal fees, and yet there's still like more to come. So we're just leaving it open. It's just open. Like if anyone wants to help, they can, but it's not a requirement to help. I mean, I've already received a lot of help, so hopefully it won't cost me too much more money to afford my legal fees. So that's why we're leaving it open. So because we just don't know what's to happen with this asylum case.
Okay, so now you're back home, right? You had the bond hearing. You got out on a $4,000 bond, and you had a lot of support of people that showed up to the court, and it seemed like the judge was moved. Do you think the judge was moved on your case? And what?
Yes. 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 A lot of my friends and family that showed up. That showed up to the bond hearing. Yeah. The judge was really impressed, and he liked the audience. Yeah, it seemed like it was a no-brainer case because like I really had no reason to being held at a detention center because I have no criminal records. I'm not a threat to society. Yeah, my case was no-brainer to him. So I am thankful for that he was able to understand.
Does that make it, from your perspective, and just for anybody else that'll be watching you and reading your story, does that make a difference in a case when people show up for you, family, friends show up to court for you in person, online, when they show up, does that make a difference in the case?
It definitely does. Yeah, it definitely does. If you have support, yeah. If you have a hearing, you have a bond hearing, any type of case, yeah, you should have people show up for you in person. It definitely helps. It just it shows that like you have people who love you. You have a good character. You know, people need you, and you need them in their life. So it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah. And you're back home now. Are you still wearing the ankle monitor? And are you still checking in regularly with USCIS? In your own words, are you free right now?
I'm not free. I mean, I'm not in detention center, but I'm not free because the ankle monitor can't come off. I have to wear it all the time. It doesn't come off. I do go check out. I went to check in with ISAP. They call it ISAP yesterday. So I went to check for the first check-in. That was yesterday. Well, actually, second one yesterday. So I still have to check in with them.
And when you check in, do you still feel afraid that something might go wrong?
I don't. I mean, I can't really say that I don't, but it's still a possibility because ICE can grab you anywhere. But it's not the same building. It's a different building. It's not far from that office, but it's supposed to be an alternative check-in, like check-in. I don't know. It's just an alternative to what I was doing before. They're called ISAP. I've never heard of them before. I started checking with them, but they're not ICE. That's what I know. They're not ICE.
What was it like? Your family and friends got to celebrate the homecoming. But what was it like for you, knowing that the fight isn't over, and your team also describes that this has taken an emotional toll on you. What do you want people to know about how you are doing and how you're actually feeling? Like, what are the emotions for you right now?
I mean, it's always in the back of my mind, my hearing in May. Like, I always have to think about it. I mean, I have an ankle monitor to remind me about it at all times. I mean, I'm happy. Like, I'm a happy person in general. So I'm adjusting now. I get to hang out with my friends. My friend come over and hang out with me, and we play games. So I'm getting back to my life. I just can't work, so that's the only thing. I can't work. I'm not, because I don't have my work permit. But I spend a lot of time with my friends. They're trying to keep me sane, basically.
Let's talk about the work permit and I'm first of all, I'm happy to hear. I don't mean to just move on. I'm happy to hear that you're actually in high spirits regardless. And again, that goes to your resilience and your grit as a person. So that's keep being that way. Don't change. That's important. Yeah. To have that strong clarity. That's very important to see this through. Well, you talked about your work permit. So you paid for the work permit, and that was the very appointment that led you to that, to being detained. And ICE still hasn't returned it to you. So how are you? So you just have to wait for the court date for, like, give us an idea of what the upcoming.
So yeah, so I asked about that to my ISAP officer, the person I check in with in Baltimore. She said my lawyer has to. I get my work permit now through my lawyers. My lawyer has to file it. So I already paid for it. So my lawyer is working and getting me my work permit because I sent him all the information that I had. So now he's filing for it. So I can get my work permit. So hopefully it's coming soon so I can start to work.
And also, your team is also fighting to have the ankle monitor removed as
Yes.
well. What is that?
Yeah.
Why is that important? I know it's important, but why put up a fight to have that removed as well?
It's just very uncomfortable. It itches. I'm a person also who likes to wear shorts during the hot weather, and if wearing shorts means my ankle monitor will be on display, and you never know what people are going to think about you when you're out of the street. They might think other things that maybe that person has a sexual he has a sexual case on him. So that's like the thing. That's normally what they're going to think. They're not going to think, it's ICE. That's the last thing people are going to think about. It's ICE. They're going to be thinking of something else. Oh, he's on house arrest. But I'm not on house arrest. So it's just inconvenient.
The monitor isn't a house arrest monitor.
That's not.
Move around, but it's not there to track that you're can't travel or something, right?
Yes, yeah. I can travel. I can do basically everything I was doing before. I just have to check in my officer and let her know what's going on. Yeah, that's all. Nothing's changed. I'm just wearing an ankle monitor now for no reason that bothers me. It itches if I walk too long. It hurts when I walk too long. So.
So we'll be wrapping up shortly. On the bigger picture, right? That ICE is doing this to a lot of people who probably don't even have a go fund, probably don't even have the right legal team. What do you want the public to understand about those invisible cases?
Yeah, if you're going through what I'm going through with ICE, and you're not trying to go back to your country, you're trying to stay in America, don't sign. If you're in a detention center, if you happen to be in a detention center, they're going to do anything to try to get you to sign the papers. Do not sign, and make sure you speak to the people who are out there outside for you, so they can fight for you. They can hire a lawyer, anyways. You just try to fight. Don't stay quiet about it, because a lot of people like to, especially Africans likes to stay quiet about when it comes to things about immigration. They don't want to talk about it, because if I were to be quiet, I would still be in the detention center. So I just went public with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not ashamed, and this is happening to me. Most of my friends all my friends already knew about my story. They already knew I was going through issues. The reason I couldn't find work, they already knew my story. So that's why they stepped out for me, because they already knew. So I was already public for that. So I just say, just vocalize your voice. Just don't keep it a secret, because you never know who's going to step up for you.
And that's your superpower right now.
Basically.
Yeah, that's your superpower, because you have shamed the shame.
Yeah.
You've refused to be ashamed about your immigration story, and rightfully so. Coming out to speak says a lot about who you are, even as a person, but even the impact this has had on your case as a whole. Because not many people feel at will, especially with this sort of administration, feel at will to speak out, right? And so you speaking out has definitely had a positive impact, I believe, on your case. Is that right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And your team is also encouraging people to contact their representatives at
Yeah.
Gov. Have you seen any response from Maryland or Virginia lawmakers? Have any lawmaker reached out to you?
Not to me specifically, but while I was in detention center, some Congress, I have some friends who work in the Congress. So there's some of them who have been helpful. But right now specifically, we're looking for expert witnesses from like different countries who can help me with my case and basically say like tell the condition of Cameroon or like other countries how it's not safe for LGBTQ people to stay in those countries. So that's what we're working on right now, because it will definitely help my case to find expert witnesses.
Outside of your lawyer, are you working with any immigration centers right now or any immigration organizations?
No, it's just my lawyer and my friends, basically. That's all it is. It's always been my friends and my lawyer. Yeah, no one else.
Okay. Does that interest you to work with immigration organizations that might have this expertise? Is that something that you'd be
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, if it's the right person, yeah, I wouldn't not be opposed to it.
Okay. Yeah. If a sitting member of Congress is watching this interview right now, what do you want to say directly to them?
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
If a sitting member of Congress is watching this interview right now, what do you want to say directly to them?
Yes, please support the detainees that are support the people who are in detention center, because a lot of them do not deserve to lose their family, lose all the work they put in this country. Because I did meet a lot of people who had no help. I just happened to be lucky to have the support that I have. I met a lot of great people in there who wants to stay, and they're fighting the case, and they're still detained. So yeah, they're trying to fight, but they just don't have support. So like Congress people, please just look into the detainees cases. So
and if your message was also to get to President Trump, what would you say to him?
To him, basically, just please stop. Please stop. Yeah, just please stop. Be nice. I don't know. I really have no words for him, because everyone already knows what he's doing, and I just hope that it stops. He's not doing anything good for the world.
President Trump, please stop.
Yeah. Please stop. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good place to stop the interview. Unless you have, any other thing to add to your case, and that you want people to know. If there's anything else you want people to know, please share.
No, I would just say thank you for interviewing me, for taking my story and publishing it online or spreading the world. Hopefully it reaches a lot of people, and other people have the courage to share their stories as well.